The opposition Singapore Democratic Alliance has released its manifesto for the election. It says it aims to build a Singapore for Singaporeans.
It will fight for more affordable public housing and heavy government subsidies, and for more rental units to be made available for young couples waiting to get their flats.
Housing Development Board, HDB, public housing. As the name implies, the flats under HDB are public housing. However, government housing comes with a very steep price tags these days, especially with the build-to-order BTO scheme. This makes home ownership for our Singaporean young people either impossible, or the young couples have to spend their entire lives repaying housing loans. The second factor, the influx of immigrants, have also pushed up the demand for our public housing, hence jacking the prices too high in turn. The prices even of a typical BTO unit are going up and up. Even with the grants in place, a young couple still has to pay a six-figure sum for a HDB unit which comes without any furnishing or renovation. 20 years ago, a HDB flat cost only 50 to 100,000 Singapore dollars at the best, and it had a larger total floor area. But these days, the price of new flats are atrocious, and the couples can only afford to purchase such small units. Those hoping to purchase something bigger, something multi-generational, something that can allow them to have their parents and their children staying under one roof, have no such good options due to space constraint. The repayment of HDB loans continues till old age. Usually the loans for 20 to 30 years of the repayment schemes. This thus puts a lot of strain on the young couple's family planning. As such, many young couples choose not to give birth or not even to have children in the younger age. And as they grow older, having children at later stages of their life also becomes questionable because they feel maybe they are not financially ready or suitable yet. This correlates to the decrease in Singapore's future population, as we spoke under our other point. Even more resale flats are being sold at high prices these days. Older flats require more renovation, require higher maintenance of the pipes, the doors, the windows, etc. So couples looking to purchase even second or third hand HDB units are still subject to a lifetime of maintenance cost. In addition to the loan repayment, they always have to make sure renovation and maintenance is always upkept. Ladies and gentlemen, SDA will fight for a more affordable public housing. We will fight for heavily subsidized public housing by the government. We will also ask for more rental units that they be made available without rigid application guidelines so that young people can have a temporary abode while waiting for their homes and their houses to be ready. Besides building new rental flats, SDA proposes a public housing scheme to provide public flats that are sold just 10% above the raw price to Singaporeans who are not able to afford to buy from the open market or the current HDB BTO flats. Now, these type of flats units can only be sold back to the HDB and not on the open market, so the prices may be contained. Public housing should be just that, public housing. Affordable housing built by the government for the people, and not projects that are built to order based on the number of successful applicants.
To reduce healthcare costs, the SDA is advocating a fully liberalized Medisave scheme, where Medisave funds can be used without caps to pay for hospitalization, outpatient charges, and private insurance coverage. On transport, the party is pushing for a more liberal transport sector to encourage more competition for tenders. The SDA says it advocates a Singaporeans first policy for jobs. It also supports a minimum wage scheme, which the party says will help citizens cope with high costs of living. And finally, it also wants to do away with the current streaming system in schools.
Ladies and gentlemen, please support Singapore for Singaporeans, Singaporeans First Policy, Singapore Democratic Alliance. Thank you.